Snow, nice to see you. What's up, Jones Bones? Just gonna do a real quick coaching session with a viewer, or maybe a future viewer. I don't know if, I actually don't know if he watches me. Hmm. Just waiting for him to finish up a game that he's in. Yo, 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 what is up, my friend? Let me see if I can get my sound set up here.
I just started this quick ARF or AR.
Okay, just can you hear me now? Or can you hear me?
Are you good?
Okay, sweet. Cool. You're in an A-Roof. Nice. Garen, love it.
I love Garen, dude. Garen's a G.
Yeah?
I'm waiting for my freaking flash, cause I'm gonna flash over the wall and take it out. I'm gonna backdoor this.
Hell yeah.
Alright, that guy can take care of him. Oh, you know what? I was wrong.
You're like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they are.
Nice.
Okay. Didn't even see my teammates up there. Sec, let me fix my stream so it streams. There.
Cool. So you can jump into practice tool whenever you're ready. You ever used practice tool before?
Once. Co-op versus AI or training. There we go. Should I add anything?
No, you can just pick Mundo as your champion, and then I think everything else just empty default. It should be fine.
What the heck? Am I blind? Alright. So, what a great time for my headphones to die. Perfect. So, as a pretense, I should say that I've been playing Mundo for a while now, but I started playing this. I started playing League after Arcane, like seriously getting into League.
Hell yeah, love me
I've
some
been-
Arcane.
Yeah, it's pretty good, pretty great. I love the TV show, and basically, I've been seeing Mundo plays, and I'm like, dang, I want to do that. And every time I play Mundo, it never turns out like that unless I'm playing against like absolute bots.
Hmm.
So, what I'm trying to learn is just like core fundamentals. I know like a good always rush Heartsteel. So normally I always rush Heartsteel. I used to rush Warmogs, but ever since they nerfed it, it just doesn't seem like a buy anymore. Mostly because you need 2k bonus health.
Yeah,
But-
I think I'd probably agree with that now. Warmogs, if you're gonna get it at all, it's more like a 6th or 7th item type of thing.
Yeah. And normally, obviously, I mean, I hit out with the. Oh, I missed that one. But normally, I try to play passive until I reach like level 4.
Yeah.
Just
Are you sharing your
because-
screen with me, by the way?
I think I am.
I can't see
I
anything.
should. I think it's working now.
Oh, watch stream. Okay. Nice. All right, we got Corporate Mundo skin in the top lane. Love to see it. Sweet.
yeah.
So first things first. Practice tool is a great tool, and I love. One of the things that I love doing is just farming in practice tool, like what you're doing right now. I think that farming is pretty paramount in League, especially for a scaler such as Mundo, who is really dependent on laning phase in order to be able to do anything later. Especially since Mundo, who kind of has low mobility, he gets bullied by lane bullies pretty
Yeah.
well. And then as a scaler, if you get bullied out of too many minions, then you don't do anything for the rest of the game. So being able to know when you can take creeps, when you should give them up, when you should not try and go for the creep gold but still soak the XP, all of these things are paramount for Dr. Mundo.
Yeah.
From what I can see, seems like you know what you're doing, so I'm not gonna treat you like a beginner when it comes to farming. I think that Q max is the way to go. Some people like to go a few points into Q and then E, but I think that you'll do more. I think that you'll be able to farm better and you'll be able to duel better if you just max Q. So Q, E, W is the order. I'm just kind of getting the rough, easy stuff out of the way here. For build, Heartsteel Rush I think is the way to go. If you are up against an auto attack based champion like Tryndamere or Irelia, you could go Armor Boots first if you wanted to, as long as you know how to make use of it, because it is a little risky to build something before Heartsteel, because it just kind of curtails your late game.
Yeah.
If you can't get those stacks. Okay, let me just make sure. Can I full screen this? Yes. Okay. In terms of runes, can you go ahead and click on the little rune icon in the bottom left of your profile? Right next to your profile
right
picture. Yes. Awesome. So Fleet Footwork. So these are more like jungle runes. You could definitely go Fleet Footwork in the top lane, but I think overall it'll be a little bit more effective to go Grasp into most matchups, even some ranged matchups.
Yeah. So what I will say, since I'm new at League, I use Blitz that does all my runes.
I
which
see.
my buddy keeps telling me just to learn the runes and what they do, and that's probably a big reason why I might not be good with Mundo.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. One thing that kind of helps me with runes is I only really have one rune page, and I just change it every game for whatever champion I'm playing, and it gets me in the habit of reading up on all the runes, looking up proper rune builds online before the game starts, especially since I play a lot of ARAM, and with a different champion every time, it kind of forces me to know what all the runes do. But
Yeah.
for Mundo, like, you don't really need to know what they do. You can just kind of go the default runes, which are, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull them up so the stream can see them. Dr. Mundo top runes. In general, Grasp is the way to go. Demolish. So, well,
I love Demolish.
Yeah. If you're going Grasp, then that means you're in the green tree, the Resolve tree. And with the Resolve tree, the next best ones to go are Demolish, because Mundo is a split pusher. I stand by that. Mundo is primarily a split pusher. And then you could go in the next group of three. There's Conditioning, which gives you armor and magic resist after 12 minutes. Your other option is Second Wind, which gives you like a little burst of healing every time you take damage. And then your third option is Bone Plating. I'd recommend probably Conditioning, which gives you armor and magic resist at 12 minutes, and it increases your armor and magic resist by 3%. Since Mundo plays pretty passive in lane, I think that conditioning gives you more of that late game, out of lane toughness that Mundo really needs to become like a dominant powerhouse. And then in the next row, our three options are Overgrowth, Revitalize, and Unflinching. You want to go Overgrowth, definitely. Overgrowth just gives you a little bit of permanent HP every time minions die around you. The Revitalize one gives you extra healing power. But since Mundo's ult is classified as regeneration instead of healing, I think that its Revitalize is not as strong as it could be. It only helps you with the single burst of healing that you get when you first turn on your ult. And then Unflinching gives you armor and magic resist after being crowd controlled. Mundo doesn't want that because Mundo can avoid being crowd controlled. So for the Resolve tree, which is the main tree, you want to go Grasp, Demolish, Conditioning, Overgrowth. That just makes you really tanky, makes you a good split pusher. Even into ranged matchups, you can hit Grasp, like as long as you time it properly, where you get into combat, you do a few. You get into combat for a few seconds, and then you can hit your opponent with the cleaver, walk up, grasp them, and then walk into a bush or something like that. Anyway, second tree for Mundo is the Inspiration tree, which is the teal one. I usually go Magical Footwear, which gives you free boots, and those boots actually give you additional move speed, which is good for Mundo. And then Approach Velocity. This is the main reason that you're going the Inspiration tree. Approach Velocity is just amazing for Mundo. His Q is his bread and butter, and if you can CC your opponent and then you gain 15% move speed towards them, pretty crazy. And then for the additional runes, attack speed, HP. Cool. So I just kind of did that for the stream. The runes that you've got going right now they look more like the jungle runes. Fleet footwork is really important. Yeah, fleet footwork is important for Mundo.
For the normally I go for the magical footwear runes. Mostly because I like not having to pay for the boots. Yeah. And you get to boots the more I believe the timer goes down every kill you get or assist.
Right.
So normally I just go with those.
Yep, I think boots are the way to go. Especially since you're rushing Heartsteel, you don't need to build boots early. And then the boots just kind of pop up in your inventory. It's just nice. All right, so that's it for runes and ability order. For summoner spells, you took Ghost Teleport. I think that's great. That's my personal favorite thing to do. If you want to, or if you're fighting against certain champions which have a skill shot ability, and if that ability hits you, then you just die or you lose the fight.
Yeah.
For example, let's see, like Yorick or Irelia, Mordekaiser, or especially champions like Mordekaiser, where if he doesn't hit you with his grab, then he can't ultimate you. So Mordekaisers are desperate to pop your passive with their grab before they can ultimate you. So if you can flash that grab, then you just kind of automatically win the fight versus Mordekaiser since he can't use his ult. But even then, I still might go Ghost instead of Flash, just because Ghost gives you that team fight dominance later on in the game, allows you to run down carries and stuff like that. Though it does suck that they reverted Ghost so that it doesn't reset on kills and stuff. But I still think it's worth it. Ghost Teleport is the way to go. Teleport is really, really important for split pushers. It also helps you become a better macro player. And learning how to use teleport well is a difficult skill, but very, very, very important. If you're going more aggressive Mundo, or you're like really uncomfortable with teleport, then you could go Flash Ghost or Ghost Ignite or something like that. But I think that Ghost Teleport is largely the way to go, and you can't really go wrong if you just go Ghost Teleport every game. As for items, I like to go Heartsteel Rush into Titanic Hydra. Titanic Hydra just gives you that lethality. Sorry, I mean, it gives like the deadliness, because lethality is actually a thing. But it just means that like carries have to fear you because you can just one-shot them. So I go Heartsteel into Titanic, and then probably, let's see, depending on the enemy comp, you can kind of pick what you're comfortable with, but Unending Despair is good because it gives you a little bit of armor and magic resist, which, since we've been stacking HP, armor, and a little bit of armor and magic resist, like really, really stacks with HP really, really well. You don't need a lot of armor or a lot of magic resist. You just need a little bit as long as you have HP. Thornmail, most games. If you're not going to go Thornmail, then Deadman's Plate or Randuin's. You're kind of free to build whatever you want. I just think that Heartsteel and Titanic are core. As for the armor item and the magic resist item, for magic resist, Spirit Visage does give you extra healing on your ult, and it gives you extra regeneration on your ult as well, so it helps with both of those. Which is why some people consider it to be core on Mundo. If you need the move speed, then you can go the move speed magic resist one, which is, I forgot what it's called, Force of Nature. Force of Nature is like it makes you indestructible. That shit is like so strong. And if you're going like a move speed build, you could go Force of Nature and Deadman's Plate, and then every fight you just kind of run in and one-shot the AD carry, and then you can deal with it from there. But that depends on your playstyle, because sometimes in a team fight you need to be the front line. And if you're the front line, then what you're doing is you're peeling for your own carries. You're not trying to kill the enemy carries. You're just using your cleavers to slow down the enemy assassins or the enemy bruisers so that your carries can kite them around and deal their damage without having to worry too much. And you can just kind of stand in the way and tank skill shots and stuff so that they don't hit your carries. But if your team is like really shit, then you can go a move speed build and just one shot enemy carries with Deadman's, Force of Nature, Swifty Boots. Oh, by the way, boots. I've actually been going Swifty Boots recently.
That's the only thing that I go for, actually. Mostly because I want that movement speed, and with the magical footwear, I believe it gives you like 5 more move speed than normal.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I like Swifty Boots. It makes me feel really powerful to be able to catch up to people, even if I miss cleavers. And I don't know, I just feel like, I don't know if they've gotten more powerful or if the other boots have been nerfed, but like you don't really need the magic resist boots because you don't really get CC'd that much anyway. Or you don't get hard CC'd that much because of your passive. And in terms of slows, I think Swifty boots are better at preventing slows than the tenacity boots are.
Yeah.
And then there's the armor boots, which if the enemy team is, if the AD carry is fed and it's an Aurelia in the top lane and it's like a Talon jungle and, you know, a lot of auto attack based characters, even AP auto attack based characters like Teemo or Kale or Mordekaiser, because those boots straight up prevent 15% of damage from basic attacks, regardless of whether that damage is AD damage or AP damage. So it is definitely something you could consider running into a Kayle matchup or a Mordekaiser matchup if the rest of the enemy team is also auto attack based. So, but I think Swifty Boots, you can't really go wrong. So Swifty Boots, Heartsteel, Titanic, and by that point, you're kind of going to know what you need to build after that, because you've been hopefully looking at your death recaps and seeing how much of each kind of damage your opponents are dealing to you.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think those are all of the preliminary logistical type things. In terms of general Mundo playstyle, I recommend in general playing passively in lane so that you can scale. And when I say playing passive, I mean it's less about like don't attack your opponents, but it's more about make sure you don't die or make any risky plays. Any scaling champion wants to avoid risky plays in the laning phase. But for Mundo, he can be hyper aggressive with his Qs from range without risking his HP. And by the way, Mundo's trades are kind of infamous because his HP regen is actually lower than every other champion's HP regen, because his passive gives him a little bit of regen. So in order to balance it out, they gave his natural, they like really kneecapped his natural regen.
Yeah, which I know. I think didn't they just do that in this last patch? I don't. Maybe I could be wrong.
No, I think it's been a thing since the rework, or maybe even before the rework, where he kind of had that built-in HP regen in his passive, and so they took it out of his natural whatever. But so instead of like his regen being more than other champions, it kind of ends up being equal to other champions. So you can't really make risky trades and be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna regen all my HP back up.
Yeah, that's the one thing that because I'm coming from a Garen main,
and Garen's HP regen is absolutely bonkers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's once you get up there.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I mean, you saw it at the end of that ARF. It was like 80 after 6 seconds, 80 HP after 6 seconds.
It's absolutely stupid.
Which was disgusting.
And like Set has crazy regen. Fucking Rengar, like it's just so annoying.
Are against Tahm Kench and Set.
As Mundo, or as Garen.
Which I figure is just because it's already a tough matchup. Having all that life heal, that life gain, with Tahm is just
yeah, Tahm Kench is annoying. Tahm Kench kind of falls into the same camp as champions like Maokai and Ornn, where they have ways of like you don't have to build damage to be able to do damage, because Riot has kind of balanced them to be built full tank, and so they make it so that they kind of have really, really high natural damage in order to make up for that. And against a Maokai or a Tahm Kench or an Ornn, you feel like you should be able to go up and 1v1 them and duel them, but it's tough. So, but you just kind of have to trust that you're gonna scale, and you have to trust in the fact that you should not be trying to get kills in lane. If you can set up a gank with your jungler, then obviously that's great, and then you can snowball from there, because Mundo snowballs really, really, really well. but it doesn't. But you don't want to force anything, and then because if you die once or twice, or God forbid 3 times, then it's kind of game over for you. Awesome. So yeah, so this was just a little bit of chill practice tool. Your farming looks fine, so I don't think we need to go back into practice tool and do farming again or anything like that. It'll be better experience to get into a ranked game.
Yep. I will say that I don't have. I actually I do have all the ranked stuff. I got back on it yesterday.
Ooh, nice.
I don't have. I have a chat restriction.
Okay.
Because of Mundo, with corporate Mundo, he's got that phone call thing. And I told the top laner, I'm like, your mom called, and they reported me for it.
Damn, dude.
I was so sad.
That's baller.
At the same time, I deserved it. But
cool. Well, I personally have chat turned off anyway, where I can't even talk. I can't even send messages to my teammates or see.
Which is good.
Yeah, it could cause some problems, like if your jungler is trying to plan stuff. But I think overall, the amount of tilt that it saves me actually makes me play better than if I could strategize with my teammates. But to each his own. So go ahead and hit find match. I like practicing and warming up and stuff with ranked, because I think that if you're trying to get better at ranked, then it only makes sense to practice in ranked. In normal games or in ARAMs, people aren't really playing to their fullest potential, or they might be trying new champions and stuff like that. But for ranked games, it's like, even if you're not warm or you're a little nervous or you're on a new champion, playing ranked games in the long run, even if you lose your first 3 games in a row, I think that the knowledge that you gain will overall make you win more games in the long run, and you'll be able to improve faster in the long run. So I always recommend ranked. Some people are like, no, I don't want to tank my MMR, or I don't want to, risk demoting or something like that. Like, I get it, but try not to those people, not to you, to those people, try not to take it so seriously. Best way to get better at ranked is to practice ranked.
Yeah. I will say, this is my first, not first, but like I'm ranked pretty lowly, I think. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, Iron 4. Yeah, it just seems like you don't play a lot, which is fine, because you're definitely better than Iron 4 from what I could see.
But I also, when I play ranked, I try, because normally I play a lot of 5v5 with my buddies.
Ooh, nice.
So, normally, I'm playing with them, and since they're higher, I guess not high, they're ranked way higher than me.
Yep, so grasp, demolish, and then instead of second wind, go ahead and click the other one on the far left. Conditioning. Yep. Overgrowth is good, magical footwear, perch velocity, good. Everything else looks good. And then banning is a matter of personal preference. Nice. Cool. Yeah, I think that's a fine ban. I can't stand
playing against Setis Mundo.
Oh yeah.
That's just my preference, though.
Yep, no worries. I think that the kind of like the emotional feeling and the mental block is more important than like statistically what people say is Mundo's worst matchups. I think it's better to ban to like do comfort bans. Back in your runes, in the very bottom of the rune page, in the middle, there's that little dot menu. Yes, I like to have it like this. I just think it's easier to kind of see everything at once. Helps you learn your runes faster. Okay, so we've got a Yorick matchup. You ever played against Yorick before?
Yes, I have. I actually played Yorick. I had 3 matches in a row with Yorick on Aruff, so I understand. Oh, it might be Heimer too. Could be. But,
And for Yorick, I think that you can go Ghost or Flash. If sometimes like you need to flash his slow that makes his minions jump on you, or you need to flash the wall or something. But it's up to you. You could go Ghost or Flash in this matchup, but this is one of the few matchups where I would say that Flash is acceptable. Okay, so it looks like we've got... Let's see, what is this? It's probably Heimerdinger and... Or no, it might be Heimer mid, Diana jungle, and Mel Syndra bot. Possibly. Nice little MR game.
Okay.
True. This is definitely a really good Mundo game. Because Mundo itemizes MR so well because of Spirit Visage. So let's see. Yorick, he's got Flash, Teleport. If you're trying to get better at ranked, it's the game doesn't start when you get in the game. The game starts in Champ Select. So you want to be analyzing the enemy team comp. You want to be looking at their runes. And you want to be making a plan before you even get into the game. So what do you know about Yorick as a champion? What are Yorick's strengths?
Well, I feel crowd control is a really good thing with him.
Mm-hmm.
Not crowd control, but focusing single people. Because he's got his ultimate that brings out his maiden.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's what that's called. And,
Yep. He's definitely got... Yeah, he's got his Q, which makes all of his minions jump on you, and it makes the maiden target you, and then the wall can really put you into a precarious position.
That wall.
Luckily, Mundo... So if Yorick is casting his wall and you're kind of standing on the edge, sometimes the wall, when it pops up, it'll push you inside. Mundo's passive stops that, luckily. Where if you're on the edge, your passive will pop, and then you'll be able to like walk out of the wall, which is nice. Okay, we've got a Syndra in the top lane. What is going on?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's... So either Syndra's trolling or Yorick is AFK. Oh,
Yorick's
looks like they
mid.
switched. Maybe Syndra doesn't like the Annie matchup.
Yeah. I've actually never played against Syndra before.
I also don't think I've ever played against a Syndra top. But I actually think that this is a good matchup for Mundo because Syndra is very reliant on her stun.
I missed that. So
On
what's...
her stun and her like knockback wave thing. So I think that if you hit a Q, I think you can just walk up and just start attacking her, but wait for level 2. But yeah, I think you outdamage Syndra if you can land a Q on her, and then that makes your approach velocity proc. But right now we got the minion wave, so we're just chill and farm. It's all good.
Holy crap, I just walked into that one.
It's all good. Once we get some boots, it'll be much, much easier.
I'm only backing because I'm pretty low.
Yeah. If you're gonna back in vision of your opponent, then you got to be ready to cancel it when you see that they're gonna try and poke you out of it. So if you actually wanted to back, I just would have recommended stepping back behind the tower into vision, and even from here, like she might have enough range to be able to do her weird combo, her EQ combo or WQ combo, where it shoots the orb pretty far. I would recommend teleporting back to lane, just so that we don't miss that XP. XP is is much more important than gold. So always, if you can't hit a minion because your opponent is bullying you, and by the way, if you hit a Q here, she's dead.
Think so?
Oh yeah. Just like straight up, if you hit a Q, you can just 1v1 her. So what you want to do is create a situation where she has to be constantly dodging your Qs. Yeah, go ahead and back off here. No need to. You can throw some Qs, but don't commit. Nice. Yep, we're just playing passive and scaling. I love that when you got low, your instinct was to back. I think that's a really good instinct that allows you to protect your I don't know, your life. It just stops your opponent from snowballing if you can just back and then teleport and catch the XP. In terms of farming minions with Q and E, it just takes a little bit of practice and to be able to
I'm
like
kind of off my game.
Know how much damage. Yeah, no worries.
I will say that one of my biggest issues with Mundo probably is like not knowing a time to use my W, and I just button mashed all that.
Nice. Well, even if you button mashed, your W just saved you like 150 HP right there, which is not bad at all.
That's what I wanted to know. So when my W, normally what I do is I W when I start running away from them, which I assume that's what I want to do. But my other question is when I'm in with this W, right? Do I have to have them in my circle to deal that 20 magic damage each second? Or is that only when I'm taking damage from them?
Your W only deals damage when they're inside of the circle. You're like creating an electrical field around yourself, and if they're standing in the electrical field, then they're getting zapped every half second. And then once you cast it again and you pop it, and go ahead and kill this wave as fast as you can. Yeah, you want to push. You want to really get this wave as fast as you can, because you've got a double wave here. Like your wave this isn't one wave versus one wave. This is you've got a double wave and your opponent only has one wave, which means if they don't get back to lane fast enough, then they have to struggle to farm this entire wave under tower while you're throwing cleavers at them. Nice hit. And wave management is something you need to run. Wave management is something that takes practice, and well, not just practice, but it also takes like learning. Like you have to watch videos on how to manage waves in order to learn when to freeze, when to slow push, when to fast push. Have you ever heard any of those terms before, like slow push or?
Yeah, I have, and that's one thing that I definitely struggle with is lane minion management.
Yeah. Yep. No worries. And there's some YouTube videos that I really like of some challenger guides on how to freeze and when to fast push and slow push and all that good stuff. So I'll send you that, and if you want, you can use those videos to kind of work off of, just because it's a little difficult to learn it in the middle of a game. But in general, when it comes to wave management, I would say the main things to keep in mind are you want your opponent to miss as much gold and EXP as possible, and you want yourself to gain as much gold and EXP as possible. Mm-hmm. That means planning your backs at a time where because if you
my teleport was up, yeah.
That too. Waited. That too. That helps with Teleport helps plan that, because what you really need to keep in mind is that if your opponent can crash a wave into your tower and your tower kills the entire enemy wave while you're still walking back
That's
to lane,
all XP
that's all
that I'm
lost.
missing out on.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
but also on the other hand, if you can clear a wave really quick, and if you take a look at your mini map, we got eyes on Syndra in the mid lane.
Yep.
So what are we gonna do now that we see Syndra in the mid
Push
lane?
this tower.
Oh yeah. Cause look, there we go. Yeah, go ahead and get Demolish proc and then run. Perfect. But yeah, exactly. If you, and this is another thing that's really important, is glancing at your mini map every. I probably glance at it every half second to every second. Some people say like every 3 seconds is good enough, or every 5 seconds. But your minimap can give you so much information. Oh, I love this aggression that you're showing here. Make her have to dodge your cleavers. Yes. Yes. I say walk up and be super aggressive. Try and kill her right now. Go kill her. Go. Yeah, she can't do anything. Look at that. Okay, and probably gonna have to... Ooh, almost.
I thought the W would save me there.
Yeah.
But I have that's first.
Yeah. But if... And plus, I think Garen might even kill her right now.
Garen's
because she probably used everything. Oh, yep. And she used hers. There you go. That's good. Oh, you didn't get the assist for it, though. That's so unlucky that it timed out.
So should I pop my F? Because she's not here right now, which I am not even losing any minions either. So I figure it's easier, or it's better to run up now than pop my teleport.
I think you're correct, because as you see, the minions are gathering in the center of the lane. That means they're not going to die too quickly. If they were on your tower, then I would say to teleport. But since they're in the middle of the lane, like, look, you missed, what, 2 minions? Like, that's not bad at all. But if they were at your tower, you would have missed the entire wave if you didn't teleport. So it's all based on where the minion waves are. And go ahead and clear this wave. Yeah, I think it's fine. You've got a lot of... So Mundo has pretty consistent damage with his E and his Q. Syndra has burst damage. So I think that you should be standing on top of the wave and just queuing her and forcing her outside of EXP range. Like, she is like it should be illegal for her to be in front of... to be standing near the minions. So go walk up to her right now and just... Yeah, and you can just stand right here and just make sure that she can't hide behind minions. Like, look, she can't do anything. Yeah. And, and that was her CC. Yep, on cooldown, you need to be hitting her with Qs, and if you can stand behind her wave so that she can't stand behind her wave, then you can... Okay, be careful. If she ults you, you should be able to react with your own ult. Just make sure to look for the animation. Or ult and your W, I mean. In fact, you might be able to bait it. I'm not sure how much damage she would do, but as long as you don't take another Q like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's totally... I should have popped my R right there instead.
Yeah, well, I didn't expect that damage either, but yeah, you just want to stay out of range of her Q. Because if you land, like, so the reason that she killed you there was because she dealt consistent damage to you. Because she... Oh, nice. Oh, you didn't get the assist for that either. What the fuck?
Yeah. That sucks, but I get the rose.
Nice. So she's dead, so fast push this wave. And when you're fast pushing, you want to make sure that you can kill the minion with your E so that it goes through all the other minions. You know how it does that?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. And clearing minions is something you can practice in Practice Tool, making sure that you can hit all 6 minions. I'd back off a little bit. I think she's cocky because she's killed you. So if you just wait here and don't attack the minions. Ooh. Nice. And you can auto her to get your grasp proc if she was close enough. But another important thing about Mundo is managing your grasp proc. If you can get a proc every whatever it is, 5 seconds or something, then you're gonna have thousands and thousands of extra HP by the end of the game. And whenever you hit, it heals you a little bit. So, okay, so go ahead and stand. Yeah, go kill her. She should not be allowed to do that. Yep, kill her. Keep going. Yep. Like, look at this. Like, what's she gonna do here?
Oh, holy shit.
Ooh, Shen! Coming in clutch. Nice. And you're saving your W for next game. I love it.
Heck yeah.
Just a little joke there. But your W, it stores the damage that you take. Pardon me. Go ahead and get a demolish proc and then back. Never mind. Back. You don't have ult, so you can't do anything. Oh, keep running. Yep, I think that was a good flash. This tower is dead, so go ahead and back. Your W stores...
Oh, Garen's coming for it.
I still think you should back. Your W stores more damage in the first 0.75 seconds that it's active. So what this means is it's good for preventing burst. If you see an ability that's about to hit you, like Syndra's R, or for example, Yorick uses his empowered Q to auto you and deal the extra damage that it gives you. If you time it correctly and you turn on your W right before the damage hits you, then when your W pops again the second time, you'll gain more HP. Syndra's mid lane, so go ahead and shove this and take that tower.
Yep. I missed that E right there. I'm kind of sad.
Yep, and see if you can hit all the minions with your E whenever possible. Awesome. So I'm looking at the minimap here. I don't think I see Yorick, but if you press tab, you can kind of see that. Oh, there we go. Yorick on the minimap.
There he is.
Garen might be able to help you kill him here if he steps up too far. Yeah, Garen's. Oh, there you go. I think you might be able to fight. Yeah. Go, 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 go. Garen's coming. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Kill. Go, kill. Die.
What the heck?
Yeah, that was weird. Awesome. Good. You can queue the towers to help the Garen, but focus on farming. Okay, it looks like this... okay, so there is an enemy wave there. Yeah, I'd say... you could probably back him by boots right now. Because it looks like Syndra
I've been
might
waiting
be
on my
up.
boots.
Cool, seems good. So anyway, at the beginning of the game, when we thought Yorick was going to be the top laner, and I asked you what are Yorick's strengths, the answer I was really looking for was split pushing. Yorick is notoriously a great split pusher and a great tower taker. And if you were playing against a Yorick, your entire game, including early laning phase, your builds, your runes, all of that would need to be keeping in mind that in the late game, ooh, oh, okay, that's weird. Cool. Well, he just wasted all that stuff. And you can
Yeah,
queue.
I'm
You
kind
can.
of scared of him because every time I play against Heimer, I just get demolished.
Yeah. The Heimerdinger is only a threat to you if you're fighting inside of his towers, his turrets. So, what you want to do is either try and make him chase you away from his turrets, or whenever he casts a turret, you pop it with Q, or a couple of Qs, and then
And that's one thing that I just learned is that with that I can pop his damn, I missed that. I can take his whatever those things are called with my Q,
mm-hmm.
which was I was always just autoing them.
Yep. And if you check your minimap, we see Diana and Heimer in the mid lane. We see Yorick in the bot lane. So, who else do we have to watch out for?
The chick that's dead, but I take
Yep.
her, Syndra.
Yep, the Syndra.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and just ult and run. Yep, it's all good. Just run. Don't go back. Just run. Yeah.
Yep.
Garen might get mad at you, but that's his fault if he dies. Not your fault.
Yeah, he's dead there.
Because he used his only mobility tool, which is his Q, to
Yep.
engage instead of disengage. And I think Diana is still nearby, so don't overextend here. Great job getting that grass proc though.
I tried hitting a Heartsteel.
Yeah. Okay, we see Heimer on
Fortunately,
the
I missed
minimap.
it. There's yeah, I seen him.
Cool, and you can just hit him with Q. Ooh, W, run, flash, good. Good. Turn with the Q. Always, your Q should never be on cooldown. You always need to use it. Whether you're running away, whether you're dodging, whether you're engaging, always be throwing a Q. Whether there's minions in the way, you never want your Q to be on cooldown. That's Mundo's greatest strength.
So I thought with his Q, doesn't his Q take some of his power, his health away?
Yes, but throwing a Q, even if you don't hit, and you lose that HP forever, the pressure that you can exert on your opponent by just spamming Qs makes up for it. So even if you throw 30 Qs and you miss them all and now you're at half HP, your opponent just had to dodge 30 Qs, right? Like, can you imagine that? How difficult is that, right? Even if you only hit half of them, or you only hit a third of them, they're still gonna be at 50% HP. So yeah, so you don't need to conserve your HP or anything like that. I think that Q should be spammed. Go ahead and kill that wave that's right above you before backing.
Sure.
Just get as much golden XP as possible. And then there's actually going to be another wave that's going to come up right behind you, and you can clear that one too, because we see that the entire enemy team is in the mid lane on our minimap.
Yeah. Which that's another thing that I have that's pretty bad. I don't really. That's why my minimap is so big, is because I never used to look at it, and I'm trying to get into the habit of looking at it more and watching it more.
Nice,
I
and we
might be able
still
to take
see on the
this
minimap
tower.
that the entire team is around dragons. So yeah, so we're gonna split push and take this tower. Good job. And so in general, when you're clearing a minion wave as Mundo, like you walk up to the wave, your kind of combo is gonna be, you want to Q the first minion, and then get it down enough so that your E will kill it, so that you can hit that minion through the rest of the wave. Because if you save your E, then some of the minions will already be dead and whatever, so kind of defeats the purpose. But yeah, it would just take a little bit of practice, but I think that your farming is looking pretty good, and it's going to be much, much easier with Titanic especially. But yeah, this is a great back here. We don't see any of them on the minimap, so... And the dragon is gone, which means they had probably backed, which means they were probably running towards you. Watch, I bet on the minimap you're going to see Syndra, or... Oh, there it is, Diana, pop up in the top lane. Did you have a question?
So I was gonna ask about Sunfire Aegis. So my buddy, he's ranked pretty high. He's like, I don't know. He says he gets as high as he can, which is below Challenger. I think he might even have been Challenger. I'm not too certain, but he tells me that I should always be trying to buy Sunfire Aegis, which I don't understand what the whole thing about Sunfire is.
I think, like now that I think about it, I think Sunfire might actually be one of the better armor items. I haven't been building it recently, but yeah, now that I think about it, actually, like if you don't need Thorn Mail, like the enemy doesn't have that much healing, then maybe Sunfire is the best one. And if it's something that you enjoy or it's more comfortable for you, then yeah, I'd say definitely go for it. But yeah, you're right. I did forget to mention that in practice tool. Cool. So what I want you to do now, I want you to practice your auto attack reset combo with Titanic. You know how Titanic active resets your auto attack timer? So what your combo is going to...
not know that.
So on this tower...
Whoa, what the heck?
Are we lagging? Okay, so on this tower,
Yeah.
what I want you to try is Auto E Titanic. Auto E Titanic.
Okay.
Well, can you activate Titanic? Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, Auto E Titanic. Now try it on the inhib. Auto E Titanic. Actually, let's throw a cleaver and back off here.
Away from this.
Yep, good move. Just throw a cleaver and run. You can flash the wall if you want. Throw a cleaver. But yeah, Auto E Titanic, that's going to be your bread and butter. It does so much damage, especially if you can get a Heartsteel proc. So now what we need to do is just make sure that Heimerdinger can't push down your tower. Okay, it looks like he's running. You have a lot of gold here. Ooh, go ahead and clear that minion wave mid.
Yep.
That's, like, it's such a big wave that it's probably... Oh, I guess it's only a single wave. But that combo is bread and butter. Auto E Titanic. You can use it on minions. You can use it on champions, towers, inhib. Because the reason you auto attack E is because your E resets your auto attack timer. Do you know what that means when I say that? It resets your timer.
No.
So
so it resets the timer on the Hydra?
No, on your when you're auto attacking, you auto attack at a specific tempo, right? It's like you can kind of feel it. If you're just like standing there autoing, it's like auto.
Yeah.
But if you auto and then you use E, it resets that timer. So it effectively means that you can do 2 auto attacks one after another. It lets you go auto E, which is faster, right? Which means more damage.
Yeah.
Titanic does the same thing, which means if you auto, you can reset your auto attack timer with E and then again reset your auto attack timer with Titanic, which means you can do 3 auto attacks in a row. Okay, go ahead and W and back out. Ult, good. Okay. All good.
Unfortunate right there.
So if you auto E Titanic, it just means that you can get 3 auto attacks in the span of if you were just autoing normally, that would be like 1 auto attack. So instead of going auto, auto, auto on a tower, you can go auto E Titanic, and it's just
Yep.
faster damage.
So I actually didn't know that the Titanic did damage to towers. That's actually really good to know. Oh, what
All
the
it
heck?
does is it empowers your next auto attack. So it's not like its own ability or its own damaging thing. It just makes your next attack do extra damage and come out faster. Same thing with your E. So go ahead and practice it on this wave, on the cannon. Auto E Titanic. Auto E Titanic. It's all good. Once the
Yeah,
timer comes back up, just
I
try it on the next
auto-E.
wave. Just takes practice.
So
Or if you want like more consistent damage over time, you could do auto E and then auto Titanic. So then it's kind of like bop bop and then bop bop. So try it on these ones.
okay,
Auto
so
E Titanic.
auto E Titanic. So I don't know why.
Oops,
Oh,
I think you cast Titanic before your E animation was done. But it's all good. Try it on the tower.
yeah,
Auto E Titanic. Auto and then E and then Titanic. Nice. That was good. You could probably take that tower and then ult front, ult away. It's all good.
yeah. I was going to, but
And
the
then use
entire
Q.
team is right there.
Yeah, it's probably smart to run. So when you are running away, and this applies to all champions and all roles, when you're running away, you can do something called kiting. You know what kiting is?
Not exactly.
Yeah, but you heard the term. Kiting just means. Okay, yeah, let's just run. Kiting just means as you're running, you're throwing out attacks and abilities to kind of help you get away faster. So if you are running away as Mundo, Mundo has a really powerful kiting tool, and that's his Q. You run and you Q, and that helps you get farther away from the opponent than just running. Nice, you might be able to hit him. Oh, it's all good. Oh, you could just one shot him with your E. Oh, nice.
I was hoping I could, but Kate got him.
Okay, go ahead and take that creep wave. Yeah, good. Auto E Titanic. Ooh, that was perfect. Yeah, did you see how fast that was? It went bop bop bop.
Yeah, that was crazy quick.
Yep, but you do have to kind of feel out the timing because if you do it too quickly, then sometimes it doesn't register. So you just kind of have to get the timing of auto E Titanic. But auto E Titanic can clear an entire wave on its own because if you hit the E, if you use your E to hit the minion through the wave and then you get the damage, and then you get like the Titanic splash damage on your first auto, and then you also get the Titanic splash damage on your E auto, and then you also get the Titanic splash damage on the Titanic auto. So you get 3 instances of splash damage, of AoE damage, plus the AoE from your E hitting the entire wave. You can just one-shot an entire wave with that combo. Yeah, but I mean, what I'm seeing here, I'm liking. I'm not sure if you're accidentally having good macro here, or if you're just kind of running down the top lane because that's what you want to do. But either way, this is exactly what we should be doing. If you look at the mini-map, can you tell me what objectives are up right now? Go ahead and take that Gromp.
Baron, Gromp. Okay.
Baron is up.
Baron and Ruinous. I don't know if that's Ruinous or if that's the regular Atacon.
I don't know either. But you're right. Baron and Atacon. So Baron is on top side of the map, and Atacon is on the bottom side of the map. Go ahead and take the tower. Don't chase. Just take the tower.
Okay.
She's wasting her time. Killing her might get you 200 gold or something. But if you can take the tower and the inhib, that's more. And a couple of waves, that's like 500 gold. Sometimes League players. Ooh, if you can hit a Q, she's dead. You can just dive her, probably. Okay, let's just... The rest of the team showed up, so then we should probably run. Make sure you use your W. Cool. And as you run, you can kite, which just means throwing cleavers behind you at the enemy as you run. But good escape.
So my thing with kiting, it's not that it's bad. It's just that, I mean, obviously I have Swifty, so I'm probably like extremely a lot faster than them.
Right. But what's the difference
Normally,
between
though,
if somebody's chasing you and you're running away, even if you could escape either way, what's the difference between kiting and not kiting as you run?
the fact that I'm not doing any damage to them.
Right. If you can hit somebody with 2 cleavers or 3 cleavers, especially like this Heimerdinger, and then he steps up too close, and then you do auto E Titanic with a Heartsteel proc, like he just gets one shot. He did use his ult. You could probably kill him if you land a cleaver. Because you got to keep in mind that you have approach velocity, which gives you a 15% move speed boost. And that 15% is 15% of your total current move speed, which means it multiplies the move speed that you get from Swifty Boots, and it multiplies the move speed that you get from your slightly magical footwear rune, because that makes your boots a little bit faster. So if you hit somebody like at the speed that you're running right now, it's just like regular speed. But if you can hit somebody, you instantly become super quick. Nice. You might be able to 2v1 him. Like, look at that. Look at that. What's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? Kill her. Boom. That's what I'm saying, dude. This is what Mundo is all about. Oh, and that's a beautiful W that just saved you like 600 HP.
Oh,
So
and
well
we got
played.
Ruinous. Okay. That was huge. I didn't think I was gonna be able to pull that off, honestly. Normally, like if I was playing normally, I would have ran. Mostly because I was afraid of the magic damage, but right now I'm at 6k health almost. Darn
Yeah,
near.
and if you can, I mean, when you see like those little Heartsteel bubbles pop up on somebody, that should be like a bull seeing red, right? You see that and you're like,
that's my thing.
I gotta
dude.
gotta go
I
pop that
just
out. Gotta
love the
pop
sound
that.
of Heartsteel proccing.
I know, dude. So if you see that, if you see an enemy, you should be thinking, okay, also that was a beautiful auto E Titanic Hydra combo. Very good. Yeah, make sure to kill the maiden first. That thing is killing you.
Shit. That thing does a lot of damage.
Yep, you need to run.
That's probably York, yeah.
Kill the maiden. Kill the maiden. Okay, there you go. Awesome. So you're getting better at the little burst combo, auto E Titanic. If you see an enemy champion, in order for Heartsteel to proc on them, you need to be standing near them for a few seconds. So if you're standing too far away, then the Heartsteel bubble is not gonna pop up. Throw a Q. And also, actually, against Yorick's wall, auto E Titanic. Damn, nice. Against Yorick's wall, you know how you have to auto it, however many times, 3 or 4 times. You can like one-shot his wall with auto E Titanic, and it gives you 3 auto attacks immediately. So, just a little tip. If there's something that needs, or like a ward, a ward takes 3 hits in order to kill it. Instead of sitting there and auto attacking it 3 times and killing it super slowly, if you do auto E Titanic, it one-shots the ward. If you land a Q on Heimer, you can kill him. Oh. Okay, we didn't hit one. Okay, it's all good. Nice. Auto E Titanic. Auto E Titanic. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Cool, man. I think that we have all of the I think that you have all the information you need. I think that all you need to do now is practice. I think that you need to practice killing minion waves effectively and efficiently, which means knowing how to use your W and your E in order to hit the entire wave to deal as much damage as possible. And you need to play more games so that you realize when it is appropriate for you to all in your opponent. When, like, for example, as I was watching you there that game,
Yeah.
I was thinking, damn, dude, if he lands a Q here, he could just kill. He could like totally just demolish because your passive was up, so the Syndra couldn't push you away and all that stuff. And that's just stuff that comes from experience. It's not really something that, you know, I can just tell you when can you kill somebody and when can you not kill somebody. You just kind of, it depends on the champion and it depends on where you're at in the game. But standing to the side of a minion wave or standing behind your opponent's minion wave will allow you to hit more Qs on your opponents, which is very, very important because your Q is your bread and butter. If you hit your Q, then you instantly get a burst of 15% move speed from your runes, which helps with everything. It helps with killing them, it helps with farming, it helps with running away. Well, I guess you can't run away with it, but the point is, I think that, like, you know, the runes and items and stuff, so like all that technical stuff, that's stuff that you can't get wrong, right? You can't mess up what runes to take, or you can't mess up what summoner spells to take, because you can't really go wrong if you do ghost teleport or flash teleport. Now it's just about playtesting and another thing I want you to think about, and I'm going to send you some videos on Discord about farming, split pushing, macro play versus micro play, where micro is stuff like, for example, like the auto E Titanic combo. That's an example. Yeah. That's an example of improving your micros, your little things that you do in game, and then over the course of a game, you know, if you auto E Titanic optimally every time, then it just means that you deal more damage to towers, you deal more damage to champions, you deal more damage to minions, you get more gold and XP. That's micro. Macro is more like, okay, if Baron is up but Dragon is not up, which side of the map should I be on as Mundo? Should I be in the top lane? Should I be in the bot lane? Should I avoid the bot lane because I'm the top laner? Should I angrily ping the enemy bot lane to get out of the bot lane and let me take the bot lane? I will send you some videos on that stuff, because an important part of split pushing is lane swapping with your bot lane. Once it hits like 15 minutes or something, you need to tell your bot lane, hey, swap with me. I'll go bot, you go top, and then you can like work from there. That stuff is pretty complex, and I'll send you a video on it. But also, what I want you to think about is pushing... just a sec. What I also want you to think about is getting grasp procs whenever possible. Not only does that mean autoing the opponent whenever your grasp is up, it also means learning how to manage when your grasp is up, because it's like you need to be in combat with minions or something for 3 seconds, and then your grasp turns on for 5 seconds or something like that. So if you are focusing, you can like attack. Ooh, you got assigned jungle. And I'm not going to be here for this game, but I'll help you get started
That's
if you
totally
want.
fine. So, how would I determine what I'd want to play when I'm playing with jungle runes?
Hmm. How do you determine
Frick,
what jungle
where?
runes you want to take?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Let's see what we got.
Bam. So
Okay.
I did the just the basic drain opponents and or movement, health, and recovery speed.
Yeah, I think
So
this is a good setup. Fleet footwork is absolutely necessary on jungle as Mundo. So as Mundo, you're always going fleet footwork. You are never not going fleet footwork in the jungle as Mundo, because Mundo is very fragile in the early game, and fleet footwork allows you to gain back a little bit of that HP and make you clear jungle a little bit more healthily. It also gives you a little bit of move speed so that you can run away if you get invaded by the enemy jungle.
yeah.
Yeah, as for the other ones, yeah, like magical footwear and approach velocity are real nice. As for the yellow ones, I'm not sure. Like the attack speed one, yeah, definitely. But I'm trying to think of the bottom. Sorry, I mean the attack speed one in the yellow tree on the left, and then coup de grace. Yeah, I guess coup de grace is. So this looks good. I think this is probably the optimal jungle setup. But in games as well, I want you to try and proc grasp more often, which means looking at your little HUD, you know, where it has like the little grasp timer with the little thing. You know what I'm talking about? Where it shows you whether or not you have grasp up, like right
So
above your profile picture in the game. Yeah,
before
what's up?
you leave, I might need you to show me what my grasp one is. I mean, because say grasp, and it kept you kept saying that there's a thing for it.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you. Because it's the same for fleet footwork as well. So yeah, I'll show you where that pops up. As for like Heartsteel, it doesn't show you when Heartsteel is up like on your status bar. It shows it on the opponent. Which, okay, so go ahead. Yeah, there you go. That little energized thing next to the little ghost symbol. Yeah, that's where your grasp will show up. It'll be a little green fist, and it'll, just like how the ghost thing, there's like a little timer right there that shows you how much longer you have left. There'll be a little gray grasp one that shows you how much time until grasp turns on, and then it'll turn green and it'll be like, okay, now you can hit somebody and you'll get a little bit of healing and you'll get some permanent HP. Good flash. And just like it has for fleet footwork. So the little energized thing, it says 100. That means that if you auto attack somebody, you're going to gain move speed and HP. And that's the same thing that the grasp one would be. It'd be like, it'll turn green, and then if you auto somebody, it'll turn off until a few more seconds. But yeah, definitely got to keep an eye on that. Got to keep an eye on your mini map. And then in terms of like macro and stuff, you don't have to worry about it too much. Split pushing and objectives and stuff like that. That's kind of higher level stuff that you can worry about later. But right now, micro is more important, which means being able to auto reset with E, being able to hit your opponents with Q, being able to stand around the wave in such a way where your opponent needs to be very, very scared that you're going to hit him with the Q. Also, with fleet footwork, it charges up while you are running. So in between auto attacks, you need to auto and then like step to the side and then auto and then step to the side and then auto and step to the side, because then it charges it faster. If you're standing still, then it's not charging as fast. But you also got to make sure that you can auto and step without wasting auto attack time. So
Yeah.
you kind of need to feel out what your auto attack tempo is, and then you can, because if you auto and you take a step and then your timer is back up but you're still walking, and then you auto like a second later, that's just like a wasted second, which means wasted damage, wasted movement, wasted healing. But luckily with the jungle, you can practice it all the time. Yeah, like what you're doing here is great. You're autoing and stepping and autoing and stepping, autoing and stepping. And then make sure that, because I think because your Q does not operate on your auto attack timer, which means that you can Q and then auto immediately, or you can auto and then Q immediately. So I would say make sure that you're just autoing and moving and autoing and moving and then using Q when it's up, but don't use Q in a way where it's going to slow down your next auto attack. And this, I don't know, this stuff all sounds pretty complex. I'm not sure if that's where you're at right now. Maybe, if you want to do a coaching session in the future or something, we can, I'll know a little bit more about how you play, or I can do a VOD review or something like that. But yeah, looking good with the auto and then the movement to charge up your fleet footwork. Really, really good. And you could even, once you get more advanced, you can save your fleet footwork, which means not auto yet until like you're about to do a gank. And so you were attacking the crab right there. If you had like waited and not attacked while your fleet footwork was at 100, and then you attack and then you run into lane, and now you're like speeding towards the enemy because you just used your fleet footwork. But that's just that'll just come with practice and stuff like that. That's all it's gonna take for you right now is practice. You don't have to worry about all of that complex stuff. If there's some stuff that I said that you don't really understand or you don't really get, then that probably means that you don't have to worry about it right now, because none of the other players that you're playing with are worrying about that. But if I were to leave you with the top 3 most important things for you to work on going forward as Mundo, number 1 is work on farming optimally with E and W. Learning, seeing how fast is the fastest that you can push a wave using your W and your E and your Q. That's number 1. Number 2 is managing your grasp proc and heartsteel proc. If you see on your little HUD right next to your abilities that grasp is up, then you need to be trying to figure out how you can safely auto attack your opponent and proc your grasp, because the more you proc it, the more health you have in the late game. Same with heartsteel. You need to figure out how close you need to be for heartsteel to turn on, and how you can safely proc heartsteel without taking too much damage in return. And then number 3, I would say, is getting a feel for how much damage you deal and how much damage you take. Well, actually, no. I'd say number 3 is using your W to mitigate as much damage as possible, which means popping it right when you're about to take the most amount of damage, and then making sure that, because when you pop it the second time, you gain like half of the HP back, but if there is an enemy champion inside of the circle, then you gain 100% of the HP back.
Yeah.
So if you can, so I would say number 1 is farming. Number 2 is proccing grasp and heartsteel as often as possible, but as safely as possible. And number 3 is using your W to block as much damage as possible, and then making sure
Yeah,
to pop it while there's an enemy champion in there in order to gain as much HP as possible. So those are the 3 things that I think that you should focus on. And then everything else like split pushing and wave management and taking towers and objectives, all that good stuff, we can worry about that later.
yeah. I don't know if you saw, but I totally didn't even touch my W right there at that. When it was just me versus everybody, and I probably should have tried backing away from that. Is what I take away from that fight. I only
Yeah.
say that because I really wanted that first objective to get the feats of the war or feats of warfare, whatever it is.
I think
But
that I think that you going after the crab that was near the dragon was really, really good. But then once the enemy team showed up, I think it would have been more effective to back off and wait for your team to show up before trying to contest the drag. But yeah, I mean, the fact that you recognize that is good. So I don't think that I don't think that it was terribly wrong. But yeah, the math was definitely not in your favor. If there's 3 enemy champions and only one of you, then that's a runaway moment for sure. Cool, man. I'm going to go ahead and head out. But, yep, make sure you use your W.
yeah, I should have done that right there.
Okay, so your friend is here, so you can get ready to QWR. Yeah, get his ass. Nice. And whenever you attack an opponent with E, make sure that you wait to use your E until you've already autoed them once, because then it's like auto instead of just auto, right? Instead of having an E empowered auto attack and hitting them once, you can hit them with a regular auto attack. And then since activating E allows your next auto to come out instantaneously, it's like you're getting 2 auto attacks for the price of 1. So yeah.
So I think I was trying to do that right there. Does it work on I don't know what jungle camps? There it is.
Oh yeah. Yep, works on it. Anything that you auto attack. So there you go. Perfect. Auto E. That's exactly what you want to do. That gives you the most damage.
Okay.
Definitely. So yeah, so if you're walking up to somebody and you've just queued them or you're running towards them, you want to make sure that you auto attack them first and then you use your E, which I just saw you do again, which is perfect. Yeah, so feel it. Auto E. Yeah, nice. And then since auto E is like an instantaneous combo, you don't really need to take a step in the middle of it for fleet footwork like you would for your regular autos, because there's not really any time in between the auto and the E, because it resets the time. It resets your auto attack timer, which means it comes out instantaneously. But yeah, so practicing little micro things like using your W properly, being able to Q your opponents well, making sure that you use your E as an auto attack reset and your Titanic active as an auto attack reset. If you can get those micro things down, then you don't need to worry about macro. You'll be in gold before you know it, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I will catch you next time, my friend. If you, I don't know if you have ever watched me, but you can check me out on Twitch and YouTube at Mundo_top. I'll send you a link in Discord, and I'll send you. Oh, nice.
On YouTube, actually.
Ah, sweet. And then I'll send you, some materials that you can kind of use to study and practice. Awesome. All right, get his ass.
Awesome. Oh, man.
Rude. It's like it was so pointless for him to do that.
Got him.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and
What the heck?
stop watching now. Okay, and I'm going to hang up. Best of luck with this game, my friend.
Thank you, man. Have a good night.
All right, later, you too.